If you've been watching my videos for a while, you know how obsessed I am with emotional intelligence and perceiving those people who have what I call a high conflict personality. To me, that's the worst insult ever. If anyone, for me to say that about another person, that's the worst possible insult I could give. That's how much value I give to emotional intelligence. So I love talking about it, and I love it when other people carry on that conversation with me on that, because so many people don't even know what it is or don't care what it is, and they don't place value on it. So when people can have conversations with me in the comments, I love this. This is something I really enjoy. I made a video called The Worst Possible Insult I Could Give. High conflict personality, low emotional intelligence. So I love the comments coming in. One specifically though, I think in its own right is a bit challenging, and I want to make a response to that. That's from our good friend Michael Roselli. And here was his comment. Quote, "It would depend on what you're conflicting with and how strongly your ability is to stand your ground. It could be a great compliment. For example, what is your stand on last day abortion like in New York? Should someone stand around and not conflict with anything? Do nothing when Nazis are killing Jews? Do nothing when New Yorkers are killing babies? Too much emotional intelligence is ignorance, in my opinion." End quote. So here's what I'm going to say. To me, standing by while other people suffer is not emotional intelligence. We're not even talking about emotional intelligence at that point. To turn a blind eye to justice, that's complete foolishness. And we're not even talking about emotional intelligence anymore. Now, I do want to remind everyone, and everyone knows this, if you've watched a few of my videos, you know I am a libertarian. And therefore, and I probably didn't say it in that video, but my whole view is this: I don't care what other people do as long as it's not hurting someone else. So I don't get caught up in other people's lifestyles and what they choose to do, what they believe is wrong or right, as long as it's not hurting another person. But then it's no longer about emotional intelligence, it's about doing the right moral thing. And I don't believe in good or bad people. I don't believe that. I think people who believe that they themselves are the good people, and that other people are, who have been to prison or whatever it is, are on lesser forms that they are. They compare themselves to perceived less morally good people, and then therefore that I do not believe in good or bad people. I believe in people who do good or bad things. With that being said though, I have no interest in dictating the lifestyles of other people, because that's their decision. That's between them and God. That's how I look at it. So it's different though when we're talking about you could physically actually help someone and you don't do it. No, okay, to me that's a really bad thing that a person does. And I never would want to be in that situation. I want to be known as someone who helps people any opportunity he gets. That's very important to my identity. So this concept of the Nazis and the Jews and last day abortion, I can't put it in the title because I would immediately get flagged by YouTube. But because you asked, I'm 100% against last day abortion. I'm 100% against abortion. I am definitely pro-life, 100%. To me, I definitely perceive abortion as killing a baby. Absolutely, undeniably, 100%. I'm against it. With that being said though, in terms of emotional intelligence, what I don't believe in doing is making YouTube videos telling people who are pro-choice, you're idiots, you're dumb, you're immoral, you're stupid. I'm also not interested in saying, okay, let's start a debate. I'm going to tell you all the reasons why abortion is murder and it's wrong. Would never do that, because to me that would be emotionally unintelligent. That would be high conflict, to start an argument and try to prove someone wrong. When you try to prove someone wrong, what happens? It backfires, and you only reinforce what they already believe, which is called identity protective cognition. So my stance on abortion, I couldn't be any more against abortion. It's killing babies. I hate it. But what can I actually do to stop it? The way I vote, in my mind, helps do that. And no, I'm not a Republican. I'm actually a libertarian, which leaves it up to the state. But I also believe that while killing babies is wrong, I also believe that involving the United States in wars that we don't need to be fighting is also bad, because that's murder. Killing people because we disagree with them on political beliefs and national interest, I believe is wrong too. And I know that's a gray area. Well, so here's genocide going on in this country over here. Shouldn't we try to stop it? Shouldn't we try to stop innocent people from being killed within their own nation? Shouldn't we try to stop that? And that's complicated, because if you look at the Korean War, then it seems like everything kind of worked out all right. But if you look at Vietnam, then a lot of people died and a lot of people's lives were messed up from that war. And we were trying to get involved. And ultimately, that's what the United States does. And this is the libertarian coming out of me right now. But that's what the United States does. We are the police of the world. We're trying to make everybody behave. And ultimately, we probably have some of our own agendas in there along the way. But that's debatable, right? So I definitely believe that helping someone who prevent them from being hurt and saving them and helping them has nothing to do with emotional intelligence. What does, though, is how we communicate that. When we're arguing and debating and trying to prove people wrong, that to me is a lack of emotional intelligence. But if by any means I can help save someone's life, help them, I'm not going to turn the other way. I'm going to do that. That's not emotional intelligence. It's not even emotional ignorance. It's not even about emotions then. That's about not having a soul. If you do not try to do what you can actually do. But see, that's the problem. And I think a lot of this has to do with social media, is that people are so quick to say what they stand for and what they're against, that ultimately once they start talking about it, it causes the other side, huh? What'd you say? Wait, that goes against what I believe. So let me argue. And these two people are doing this. It does no good. It's spy versus spy. No one's helping. They're only reinforcing their own beliefs. That's what happens. So people in their mind think, I'm doing the right thing because I am proving that person wrong, so they won't be morally wrong anymore. And both people think that about each other. So to state your belief, even me, stating my belief in a video, or I mean anyone, not the person who left the comment, but anyone at all. When we leave comments on videos or on Facebook or in blog posts or whatever we do, or people write a blog post or make a video, we shouldn't think that we're actually solving the problem. All we're doing is talking about how we feel. But in our minds, it's almost like our minds deceive us into making us think that we're actually helping solve the problem and in correcting the wrong that's happening in the world. And that's not what's actually happening. We're only talking. And most of the time, we're only convincing ourselves of what we already believe the moment the other person starts talking. That's my response. I love talking about this. Let's talk more about it in the comments right here.